Beatty to second for one. A tough out at second base, despite the fact that
say about that slide is that it started late. And we've ever seen. That was some serious low riding.
Tempers flared, bats flew, and umpires didn't hold back. 2024 was packed with some of the most outrageous MLB ejections ever caught on camera. Get ready to relive the chaos, controversy, and downright madness that rocked the diamond this season.
Beatty to second for one.
A routine grounder turned into chaos in a second. As the Brewers tried to turn two, Rhys Hoskins came in with a hard slide that sent McNeil tumbling. The throw was made, but emotions boiled over fast. Hoskins exchanged words with Lindor, benches cleared, and suddenly it felt less like baseball and more like a bar fight brewing. Both dugouts and bullpens emptied onto the field. This wasn't just a bad slide. It was a spark to a long smoldering rivalry between two NL foes.
Out at second base, despite the fact that
Hoskins' history with the Mets poured gasoline on the fire. Fans remembered his infamous 34-second home run trot years ago, and it only made this slide sting more. McNeil, clearly shaken and angry, didn't hold back. Though the ump ruled it an out on the transfer, replays showed McNeil dropping the ball after getting spiked. As arguments raged, the crew chief signaled for multiple reviews. Was it a legal slide? Was McNeil injured on the play? For a moment, it felt like the entire game hung on that 1 second at second base.
Say about that slide is that it started late.
Upon review, the slide was deemed legal, but the debate didn't end there. McNeil's left leg had buckled dangerously, and slow-mo revealed Hoskins' spike striking him in the shin. It may have been within the rules, but it sure didn't feel clean to the Mets. In today's game, that kind of contact is rare, and it left a bitter taste. Mets fans won't forget, and neither will McNeil. This wasn't just about one slide. It was about years of tension, rivalries, and the fine line between hard-nosed baseball and something personal.
We've ever seen. That was some serious low riding.
Tensions between Rhys Hoskins and the Mets didn't just start in 2024, they've been brewing for years. Back in 2019, things got heated when a pitch from Jacob Rame sailed behind Hoskins, setting off some serious hard feelings between the Phillies and Mets. The moment didn't go unnoticed, and Hoskins remembered it well. The very next game, Hoskins got the ultimate revenge. He launched a home run, and then proceeded to trot around the bases in one of the slowest laps ever recorded in MLB history. Nearly 34 seconds, making eye contact the whole way. It wasn't just about the homer, it was a message, and that message is still echoing years later.
baseline.
Opening day tensions carried over, and Rhys Hoskins was right in the middle of it again. After his fiery dust-up with Jeff McNeil at second base, Mets fans let him have it, booing hard with every at-bat. But in classic Hoskins fashion, he let his bat do the talking. A clean two-run single down the third base line silenced Citi Field instantly. It wasn't just a clutch hit. It was a cold reminder of Hoskins' long-standing feud with New York. With one swing, he turned noise into stunned silence.
His dugout, going back.
Before the game even started, all eyes were on Rhys Hoskins. Tensions lingered from opening day, and you could feel the buzz as Hoskins returned to first base. When he stepped to the plate, he let his bat speak loud and clear, crushing a two-run bomb deep into the left field seats. Another silencing shot, a clear message. But just when it looked like the drama had ended, things escalated. The next pitch soared over Hoskins' head, triggering speculation. Was it intentional? The benches watched, the crowd roared, and Hoskins, he stood firm. As emotions flared, the umpires convened. Crew chief Alfonso Marquez exchanged heated words with Brewers manager Pat Murphy, who was unhappy. Cameras caught lip reading, body language, and boiling tension. It was clear someone crossed a line and the decision came fast. Yohan Ramirez was tossed from the game for what the umpires deemed an intentional pitch at Hoskins. Mets manager Carlos Mendoza stormed out to protest the call, but the damage was done. Ramirez was ejected, tempers were high, and the game teetered on chaos. Hoskins stayed composed, but everyone knew this was far from over. Even with emotions running wild, the game moved on. Yohan Ramirez was out, and the Mets were now reeling. When Marte struck out to end it, Milwaukee sealed another win, pushing for a potential series sweep. Abner Uribe notched the save, and Edwin Diaz gave the Mets a solid return. But all the talk was about Hoskins. That towering homer, the pitch over his head, and the ejection, it was classic baseball theater. The kind of storyline fans love and rivals never forget. This Mets-Brewers saga, it's just getting started.
The third, throw to first is wide.
Abner Uribe had just locked down the save when the very next play turned wild. A perfect bunt was laid down and the throw to first went wide, allowing a run to score. As the runner, Cavan Biggio, raced around the bases, he was tagged out at third, but that wasn't the end of it. Out of nowhere, pitcher Edward Cabrera confronted Biggio at third base. Whatever was said clearly didn't sit well. Tensions exploded. Both benches cleared, turning a routine play into an all-out confrontation with emotions running hot.
He said, "Hey, what's up with that? Why are you doing that?" And then
The replay showed no foul play, just smart, aggressive base running. Biggio's bunt was clean and the throw from third was off target. Seeing the opportunity, he tried to stretch it to third but was tagged out by Bo Bichette. That should have been the end of it. But Cabrera took exception to the hustle. He exchanged words, then gave Biggio a shove. That unnecessary contact set everything off. The Blue Jays bench surged forward, umpires jumped in, and the stadium buzzed with confusion. The bunt wasn't dirty. Cabrera's reaction, though, was out of bounds.
John Schneider over to explain.
With tempers flaring, umpires huddled and summoned Blue Jays manager John Schneider to explain the situation. Meanwhile, fans and players alike tried to piece together what just happened. After review, the umpires made their call. Edward Cabrera was ejected from the game. His outburst, the shove, the unnecessary escalation, it was too much. It's moments like these that remind us how quickly a game can spiral from routine to rowdy. What began with a bunt ended with benches cleared and a pitcher tossed. Emotions run high in baseball, and this one boiled over fast. Willie Adams crushed a high fly ball to left, sending it deep over the wall for a massive 3-run homer. But the fireworks weren't just in the air. The moment Adams rounded the bases, tension flared. Catcher James McCann had words for him and it quickly escalated. The benches emptied, the bullpens emptied. Suddenly a clutch homer turned into chaos. It didn't take much for tempers to boil over. This wasn't Milwaukee's first altercation of the year, and judging by the reaction, it might not be their last either.
They're talking at home plate too, trying to sort it out.
It wasn't clear what set McCann off, but he took issue with Adams. Maybe the celebration, maybe the stare. Either way, Orioles skipper Brandon Hyde had to step in fast to keep things from boiling over completely. McCann was seen exchanging words with Brewers' first base coach Quentin Berry, explaining his side of things. Both teams gathered near home plate in a heated moment that screamed unfinished business. The crowd fed off the energy, but the umps had to take control. It was loud, it was heated, and it wasn't over yet. Umpires issued official warnings to both teams as the situation finally calmed. Vic Carapazza and the crew had seen enough. The intensity the Brewers brought was clear. They were playing with an edge, and that edge just cut deep into the Orioles. Back at first base, Adams returned with fire in his eyes and swagger in his step. Whether or not benches should have been cleared twice in 3 weeks is up for debate. But what's not? This Brewers squad has a chip on its shoulder, and it's not afraid to show it. Buckle up. This rivalry's just heating up.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. It was a hit by pitch. Cleveland retains their challenge.
In a bizarre sequence, the pitch clearly hits the batter's hand, but the ball also stays in play, ruled fair initially. Cleveland immediately challenges the call, and after review, it's overturned. The batter is awarded first base via hit by pitch. That's a crucial call, and Cleveland keeps their challenge. But emotions start to flare in the Seattle dugout. Adam Hamari admits he only got a quick look. That's when Vic Carapazza, the crew chief, suddenly tosses someone. Tension rises, and the game just gets a little more unpredictable. It wasn't Scott Servais who got the boot, but someone came flying over the railing, fired up, and it turns out it's Dylan Moore, a key utility player and clubhouse guy, now ejected in the middle of the game. Vic Carapazza wasted no time pulling the trigger on that one. Losing Moore isn't just emotional, it's a tactical blow. The Mariners are already on edge, and this moment could shift the energy. Tempers are flaring, the benches are alert, and with every call getting questioned, the pressure is building fast. Tensions ran high and emotions boiled over in this wild sequence. From a reversed HBP call to a surprise ejection, the drama was off the charts. If you enjoyed the chaos, drop a like, subscribe for more savage ejections, and let us know your favorite meltdown in the comments below.